Hey, it's Kevin here, aka the Purple Pilgrim, and it is May 28th, 2022, and I have been on the road since May 10th, and which is 19 days since I've been gone, and I have been riding. I've ridden 18 of the 19 days. I've had one off day. I don't know what my exact say average would be. I'm riding anywhere from 150 to 200 might be the average, probably around 200 a day, up to 300 plus a couple times. And again, like I said, one off day. I am right now in Lake Arrowhead State Park, Texas, and this is my Big Mission Motorcycle Adventure 2022. And the first leg of it is Alaska by way of the Florida Keys, and I've already been to the Florida Keys, and again now I'm up here in Texas, heading west. Left my starting point was just north of Cincinnati a little ways. Live in a little town called South Lebanon, and like I said, I started there on May 10th. I have been now 3,100 miles since I've left. And a couple days ago, when I celebrated my 3,000 miles, I had intended to do a video then critiquing the Royal Himalayan, or the Royal Enfield Himalayan, and what I thought about it thus far. I bought it this time last year, I guess actually April of last year, but I didn't start riding till June of last year when after I had my rider safety course. So I haven't even been riding quite a year. I put 2,065 miles on it before I left. So, you know, saying the past year of riding, so to speak, riding around there in the area where I live mostly. So again, most of my miles have been since I left home like 2.5 weeks ago. I wasn't sure, you know, as far as the size of the bike and the size of my the ride, what I was planning, but you know, I had really no idea what to expect. I just wasn't sure. I am a new rider. My first video, I had said that I am a new rider when I started riding again this time last year. Was basically my beginning. When I was 17, I had a 400 Honda Hawk for, I don't know how long it was, a few months, and I rode around Xenia, there where I lived as a kid, and rode around there a little bit, but that's not enough to really consider that riding experience, I don't think. So I do, you know, have considered myself a new rider up until, you know, this point. So like I said, 3,700 miles since I left home, and I have absolutely no complaints with this little bike. I'm going to go further than that. I'm going to say that I absolutely love this little bike. For the money, I really, truly, I don't think anything comes close. And the money or not, this little 411cc bike, I think it's 29 horsepower. Well, I tell you, today, this ride on Route 82 across northern Texas, I let them horsies run. And I worked them little hosses hard, each and every one of them. I felt like I ran hard, and it did just fine. I think I rode about 200 maybe 267 miles a day. Yeah, I think that's what it was, something to that effect. And coming over here on 82, I camped last night in Alachita National Forest, just outside of Tom, Oklahoma. And I headed south, and I got on Route 82 there in northern Texas, over on the eastern side. And I've been you know, riding these couple hundred plus miles over here today on 82 the whole way, pretty much, until I headed off to come down here to this park. And speed limit on that road is mostly like 70 and 75, and that is where I had my real concerns with the bike, you know, doing those kinds of speeds for any amount of time. But that said, you know, again, I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'1", 230 pounds, and I'm carrying probably oh, I don't know, I'm going to say maybe close to 70 pounds a gear, you know, give or take a few pounds. And I tell you, the Himalayan did just fine. I call him Zeke, by the way. I have affectionately, I call him Zeke. My wife and I name our cars, and now that I've got a motorcycle, I had to name it, of course. And so, like I said, I do call him Zeke. But that said, regardless, it did just fine. With that, again, with those speed limits, I was not running, you know, 75, 80 miles an hour, nothing like that. But I did run consistently 65, 67, 70 miles an hour, some. And again, it did just fine. The RPMs, you know, at like 65 miles an hour, the RPMs are about 5,200. At about 70 miles an hour, the RPMs are about 5,700, and it red lines at 6,500. So again, I just feel that if I ran at, you know, 70 plus, I'd be pushing, you know, too close to the, you know, red line in those RPMs, and there's, I don't want to do that, of course. I don't want to push the bike too hard. And in the same token, you know, 67, 70 miles an hour is plenty fast. It's actually faster than I really, you know, I didn't originally and plan to go in the first place for any amount of time. My whole thing is I've been staying off of interstates since I've been on this trip. I've done like 12 miles over in Louisiana because of a construction or a bridge that was closed. So instead of going, you know, hard telling how far out of the way, I did get on an interstate heading down towards New Orleans for like, again, it was like 12 miles. But, and again, I did just fine on the interstate too. Something I do want to mention, this past week, I got a new rear tire put on it, and the tread was getting pretty low, so I'd been searching for a tire pretty hard. I started calling as I was coming up from the Florida Keys. I stayed with my aunt and uncle, and my cousin and her man in the Orlando area, and I started calling looking for a tire. Then I started calling that area. I started calling north of there up towards Tallahassee, and then I started calling as I'm on the road over towards New Orleans. I've called shops in New Orleans. I called shops in Destin, and then finally I was blessed to find Dembosc Motorsport and Fort Walton Beach, and young man over there, Zach, it's his company, and the dude had a Dunlop tire that was actually a front tire that he said would work, you know, on this bike, because it was the size I needed, this 120 90/17, and so he had said that the tire would work, and so he put it aside for me, and this was like a Saturday when I talked to him. They were closed Sunday and Monday, so I got to take my time. You know, really only had a couple 100 miles plus to get over there, so it was nice. Got to take my time for a couple days and have some light riding to, you know, to get over there for my Tuesday appointment with him to get that tire put on. So that said, he put a 60/40 Dunlop street tire on the bike, and I tell you, I need to reach out to him and let him know this thing runs. I can tell a difference, really. I mean, truly, it's like night and day. It runs so much better on the. It's just so much smoother. Just, you know, yeah. Period. I guess what else can I say? It's just a much smoother ride than those dual sport tires that come on it, and it's you know, for good reason. It's obviously obvious why they come on it. It is a dual sport bike, but that said, I really I don't do any off-roading. I've done some gravel roads and dirt roads and all that, but you know, I don't really intend to do any off-roading, except maybe after the trip. Maybe I'll take all the gear off of it and truly use it as a somewhat as a dirt bike then. But as far as this adventure, you know, all these miles that I'm doing, 99.9% of it's on the road, so a street tire is ideal. And I would think potentially, maybe God willing, when I need to replace that front, I might go with the same type of tire for the front, and have, you know, nothing but just straight street tires on it. And again, too, having the knobby on the front and the street tire in the back doesn't seem, I can't tell, anything weird about the ride. And like I said, it's actually it's a much better ride than it was. And so that would be actually Royal Enfield. I do have a bone to pick with you, or that is a complaint, and you might have a perfectly good reason for using that 120 90 17 tire. But I tell you, like I said, I called, I think it was like 23 places, including Dimbosk, where I finally found the tire, and nobody had said they had the tire. Talked to Royal Enfield dealership or two, they didn't have the tire. And two, when I would tell them that it was for a rear tire, when I was calling these shops, they act like they were surprised. They'd say, "That's a rear tire?" I've got that size in a front tire. And so again, I'm not sure what Royal Enfield with what the idea behind an odd size rear tire like that is. And especially when you think of a touring bike that you want to ride, or an adventure bike that you want to ride just all over the place. And you would think you would want your the stuff as common or as needed, that's a given that's going to need to be replaced. You would think you would want to make that more of a standard size, so it would be easier to replace and not such a difficult thing, because it took me again days and just multiple phone calls. And two, when I would call these shops, these guys would get in the system and they would look for that tire, just in the area, and even miles and miles out trying to find that tire, and nobody had it. And it really shouldn't be that hard. And I guess there's those who might say, well, you should carry a tire, but I completely disagree. This is the United States. There are motorcycle shops in every town, and I am carrying a front and a rear inner tube, which I've already had to have the inner tube replaced back in the Orlando area. I'm American Motorcycle Sales, and Popka. Great guys took good care of me and replaced my inner tube. And so back when I was going to get that inner tube replaced, that's I guess really when I started calling around looking for the tire, I was going to have both done at the same time. But like I said, nobody had the tire. But again, I'm carrying the tubes. I think that's always a good idea, of course. But as far as the tires, again, if I was riding in Patagonia or I don't know, just Mongolia or something like that, then sure, I might carry a spare tire. But riding around the United States where shops are absolutely everywhere, it shouldn't be that hard a thing to find the size you need if the size isn't that odd, and if it wasn't such an oddball size. So that said, that would be my only, I guess you would say, complaint. And again, like I said, Royal Enfield might have a perfectly good explanation for that, or maybe all these front tires that these other shops were claiming they had, maybe they would have worked just fine, and I don't know if they just didn't know. But again, Zach there at Dimbosk, he didn't seem to have any doubt whatsoever that this Dunlop would work, and like I said, it has worked out fantastically. I could not be happier with it. But again, all in all, I just cannot be happier with this little bike. It's a beast. I'd said that in one of my earlier videos a couple weeks back, and it is an absolute little beast. I mean, it is a tank of a bike. Again, it's not again, in particular, fast. It's not like a sport bike to where you're going to be really taking these curves really really low and fast. But in the same token, that's not what what the adventure bike is for. It's that's a different bike. Maybe God willing, one of these days I'll have a bike to do that stuff too. But again, I feel like 70 miles an hour is pretty fast, and I feel like this old Zeke here is still a lot of fun in the curves as well. So yeah, I just people again ask me what I think about it, and the more I ride him, the more comfortable I'm becoming on him, the more I just feel like we fit together. I was concerned about how I was feeling those first I don't know, however far, 1,000 miles or whatever it was, where I was still hurting quite a bit. But I'm pretty comfortable on it now, and thankfully I don't hurt really. I'm putting out these 200 plus mile days, and getting there in the evening and feeling just fine. So yeah, I'm blessed and thankful to be out here on this adventure. I'm glad that friends and family and even folks, I don't know, strangers, I guess you would say, are following me on this adventure. And, if you're watching it, I'd like to think you're getting to know me a little bit, and, we won't be strangers. And I apologize too if I haven't done much for, I know I haven't done much for comments. There's been some comments, some I've responded to, and to a large degree, others I haven't. And I'm just not really spending time with them. I'm spending, again, my time riding and filming and just meeting people, and so and Facebooking and all. So I really, truly, I don't have a lot of time just to go through, comments and all that while I'm out here on the road like this. And there's times too, I don't have a signal either. I don't have internet access. So it just kind of comes and goes. Hey guys, how you doing? Good.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Oh, you're all right, man. You're all right.
Yeah, you might be careful. There's a thunderstorm coming in.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm about to.
There was lightning just like a couple.
Seriously?
Across the fishing pier.
Yeah, I'd seen. He said like 9 o'clock or something. He said possible thunderstorms, and we're getting to be about that time, aren't we?
Yeah.
And just to look out this way.
I work oil field.
Mm-hmm.
And I work on a pulling unit, and usually, you'll see all of us scatter. As soon as I seen that lightning, I was like,
Yeah, it's time to call it a night, huh?
yeah.
All right, hey, appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
So just some nice folks back here camping in this primitive camping where I am, letting me know about the weather that's coming in. Let's see, what else? So again, my ride today, that's enough, I guess, about say the critique, if you call it that, I guess. Coming across 82 though, in northern Texas here. I'm right now, I'm not too far south of Wichita Falls, Texas, which I'd have to look in the map. I'm gonna say I'm probably like halfway across the top, something like that maybe. But again, it was an amazing ride. All these little towns I came through today. Oh man, Clarksville was the first one, beautiful town. Clarksville, let's see, Reno, Paris, Blossom, Henrietta was one of the more recent ones. Gainesville, let's see, I think it was Tacoma. Yeah, I think that's what it was, Tacoma. That was another neat town. But again, just town after town here on 82, and just all neat little Texas towns. All St. Joe. St. Joe was another just a neat little town with some friendly people. And yeah, I guess you'd say I enjoyed them all, so to speak. My previous video here this evening, I said the ride over here was perfect. And that's really, it's dare I say perfect, but yeah, I mean, just those miles on 82, 4-lane, and again, those speed limits of 70, 75, light traffic, light to medium light, I guess you would say, and so pretty much just wide open, and we were rolling. And it was fun, beautiful hot day. I think it was up around 90. I saw like on a bank sign or something 89, and it might have even got a little hotter than that. But it was just a beautiful, hot, clear day, perfect day for riding and for doing all those miles. And again, all those towns were neat places. Ate some good food. I stopped, which I did a little video before I went into Catfish Louie's. It had two names, Catfish Louie's and then something Ranch. I don't know why the restaurant had two names like that, but it had like two distinct kind of like logos and names for the place. But it was good. And had a waitress, a woman named Crystal, nice woman. And I did a video earlier too with a young man, Cody, who lived there in Bonham. Bonham was another town I went through today. Well, actually, Bonham I really didn't see squat of. It was further down the road, I think, than than the McDonald's where I stopped. It was I think it was pretty close though. Cody was riding his bicycle, so I don't think it was too far down there. But I just didn't ride into it. But something Cody had told me about it too, a little bit of history I thought was pretty cool, was he had said that Booker T. Washington had one of his schools there, that he had started a school there, something like that. So yeah, that's some pretty neat history. Sorry, like I said, I don't write all this down. I'm just trying to think of it as I go. And something about that as well. Again, I talk a lot, of course. I'm still not getting too many of my YouTube videos out, or not my YouTube. These are YouTube, obviously. My GoPro videos, I'm really having trouble loading them. I've had one that I tried to load yesterday, and unless it's uploaded now, it's been saying that it's been uploading for since maybe this time yesterday evening or close to it. And I don't know if it's because of the signal or what the malfunction is, but again, it could just be user error. But I don't think so, not when it comes to loading the video. It shouldn't be. But I am really struggling with the GoPro. Like I said, I need a 10-year-old kid or something to help me with my technology. So let's see. So I got a shower a little bit ago. I said that last video, that's where I was heading. That was amazing. Had one like 3 days ago at the motel. So that's not too shabby. It's really nice that I'm getting these showers, this often. On a trip like this. It's maybe a little more than I expected, but I'm definitely not complaining. Brushing my teeth, I think, a little more than I expected to, but that's obviously a good thing. Yeah, I think that's for tonight. That's all I've got. Again, as you can see there, that's not too terribly threatening looking. It's probably one of them things that maybe it'll blow over, or maybe it'll rain real hard and again, blow over and just move on, so to speak. I think it's more or less what it's supposed to do, because I think after 9 o'clock, the rest of the evening's forecast didn't look too bad. So, got to leave Zeke up here on the road. You saw the other folks come in. This primitive camping, we all have to park up here on the road and walk back there maybe, it's not even 100 yards. It's not too far back there. It's easy enough. So, just blessed to be here, and it's a beautiful area, and I am going to say I love Texas. I really do. It's one of them states I've spent some time in now, other adventures, and I don't know, man, there's something about it. Maybe if you've been here, you feel the same way. Then again, maybe not, but I absolutely love it. And it's just kind of diverse. This northern Texas that I'm riding is just a lot different than the like the middle and the southern areas that I've been to. So it's just very diverse and just a cool place. Love Texas. Love old Zeke there, my faithful old hoss. And I'm just thankful to be here. I'm blessed to be here, and I just thank God for my adventure thus far, and I look forward to whatever's next. And I appreciate you guys watching. God bless you all.